Megastar. After all these years, I never knew the reason for my death would be the attention I drew. I become a megastar, one of the few. In my life, a storm would brew. Dancing and singing were my passion and life. The lies and conspiracy would cut me like a knife. As a megastar, I rocked the whole world. Millions and millions of records I have sold. During the 80s and 90s, I dominated the chart. Living life to me was just like an art. I was the king of pop, Michael is my name. To change the whole world was my aim. I had my adversary coming to my door. My songs will live forevermore. People loved me, I entertained them well. I enjoyed fame, in pride my heart would swell. But my enemies were out to destroy me. They wanted to see me down on my knees. I did not know how that would end. Into an abyss I was sent. Taking my own life seemed the only solution. The kingdom of heaven was my honorable destination. A brand new world order. I was flying in a plane flanked by 2 fighter jets. They were giving me a guard of honor. I was going to Tel Aviv to meet Shimon Peres. I wanted to change the world. In Zurich Air Base, Turkey is where I took off from. My nemesis was Ariel Sharon. He tried to kill me every step of the way. He was blocking my trip. He wouldn't sway. I needed to have a dialogue with Shimon Peres. Sharon said he would be there. I couldn't be left alone. I did not agree with that at all. I was angry. I was about to lose control. He then agreed to give me some space. In the back, he was trying to murder me without a trace. Polonium is his specialty. He tried to poison me since the days of Turkey. Back in the 90s, I was studying uni. I finally managed to have a dialogue with Peres. I needed his input for a political process. I talked to Hezbollah too. I had no recess. Hassan Nasrallah was skeptical all the way, but he didn't try to hurt me like others did. I talked to Abdullah Öcalan, the chief of PKK. He was a Kurdish leader, a branded terrorist by the USA. They all helped me shape a political process for a new world. Their grievances are incorporated into the process overall. I now wish to implement this process. There will be a brand new world order, without recess. A blizzard evening. It was the month of January, when it started snowing heavily. Blanketed in heavy snow, the landscape looked like a wonderland purely. I was driving down the roads quite haphazardly. I had an emergency, so I had to go out. If it was safe to go, I had my doubts. It was freezing cold, and the weather was quite rough. I was in a situation that was very tough. Suddenly, a storm started brewing. There was a blizzard coming. A tree fell in the middle of the road, blocking. I nearly hit the tree, not seeing. It was a narrow miss, no denying. Visibility was poor. The tree was hiding. There was mayhem on the street. There was a blackout. The roads were not lit. It was warm inside, but the windshield was freezing outside. The wipers couldn't remove the frost. The engine stopped. It wouldn't start. And I thought the war was lost. I was taking my pregnant wife to the hospital. That was my emergency. In the middle, there was this drama. I said, "Ooh, seriously." Then I called the police for rescue. The police arranged for an ambulance. We were in a queue. Nevertheless, they came on time. We escaped totally unhurt and fine. This incident still gives me shivers. My first child was born, and that was quite a nightmare. A bush journey. I was once driving through the bush in Australia. The bush was dense and foggy in the morning, and was full of kangaroos, native here. It was more than 20 years ago, when I was making the journey. Beside me was a co-driver, and I was driving too slowly. We were making our journey through Victoria. We were having a lifetime of euphoria. We had passed through a few scenic places the day before. We had been more than entertained. I could not ask for more. Suddenly, when I was driving that day in the morning, a bunch of kangaroos came out of nowhere without warning. They started crossing the road and bumped into me. One of them got hurt and died instantly. It was an offspring who still had grass in its mouth. It was old enough to be out of mother's pouch. I stopped the car beside the road trying to help the baby kangaroo. Our journey turned sour. We did not know what to do. We left it there and moved along. It wasn't my fault. I had been driving for long. That was my memory from 2001. That was a bush journey, a hell of a one. I no longer love you. I no longer love you, but every moment was acutely painful. Every moment passed thinking about you. Every moment passed loving you. I was deeply in love with you. How I wanted to hold you in my arms. How I wanted to kiss you. How I wanted to make love to you. I was just a fool for loving you. Your cold-heartedness broke my heart. You stabbed me with your cruelty again and again. Yet, I kept waiting for years. Every passing moment was killing me. Every passing moment was paralyzing me from loving you. I could not get in. I could not get out. I was scared shitless from your numbness. Love was just a game for you, and I was your pawn. I could not keep up with your lifestyle. I begged you to slow down. You were there at the forefront of my mind. I could not get you out of my head. My life was in a mess. No matter how hard I tried, you managed to sneak out of my sight. I was obsessed with you. No matter how hard I tried to get over you. Years came and years went by. I was still there waiting for you, loving you. Everything has a price to pay. I paid dearly. I begged you to be mine, but you resisted me. That made me even crazier for you. I worshipped you, but everything you touched turned into shit. Your capacity scared me shitless. But I no longer love you. I found another woman in my life. My life is better off without you, and I am happy that you are gone. I have built my life without you for years now. I no longer love you. I no longer need you. Rain on a lonely winter afternoon. Patter, 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 patter. It is raining in the late afternoon on a winter day. The sky is as dark as the sad man's face. The winter is as cold as the lonely man's days. Patter, 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 patter. It was raining non-stop when I was driving down Ataturk Boulevard. The rain made it foggy inside the window. Everything was sketchy on the street, through the windshield. I was in search of barbecued intestine, my favorite on a cold winter day with a glass of beer. The aroma oozes out from far away. The smoke comes out from burning the flesh. Patter, 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 patter. I was in search of some kestan kebab, Turkish for barbecued chestnut. My cold winter lonely afternoons are long gone. What remains is the fond memory. I miss the snow-covered Ataturk Boulevard when it was raining. The cold was terrible. Still today I can feel its prick. Patter, 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 patter. It is raining non-stop. It takes me 30 years back and makes me nostalgic. Sunday Fun Day. Sunday is for quiet and peace. Sometimes Sunday is fun day, and the fun is unleashed. Take my little daughter for a joyride. She looks forward to this day. Her joy she can't hide. For the mother, it is a respite from work. They both love to go to the park. Sometimes she loves to cook good food when she is in a pretty good mood. At other times, we go to a restaurant. We walk barefoot on the white beach of sand. Bondi Beach is an hour's drive from home. Life is beautiful. Why do you moan? The Sunday market is very big and around the corner. On a Sunday, I love to ride my chopper. I am a learner. I talk to my mother every Sunday. She waits for my call only on this day. Do my shopping on a Sunday. It's very busy on a sad Monday. The fun is well-earned, pure, and innocent. The joy is unbound. There is no discontent. We all look forward to this day. Every week comes back in a different way. The weekend has a different meaning now. I know the sad face of Monday morning, so I make the most out of Friday evening. The weekend starts on Friday evening. When I was a student, it was full of happenings. We would go to the Roadhouse bar, leaving behind my beloved car. We would drink until midnight, then go to a disco. My friend who turned into my enemy worked for Cisco. We would dance all night and look for girls. But finding girls was so hard, it was like finding pearls. In the morning, we would look for barbecued intestines. I would remember my forgotten poetry lines. We would eat in peace and then head for our places. We were too young to tie up our shoelaces. The weekend is different now, after I got married. I have a family now. I have to care for it. It's totally family time as I have grown older. Those old friendships have gone colder. Now, I drink alone during the weekend. Friendship still matters to me. It is a godsend. I have a different group of friends now. I manage to keep in touch with them somehow. They are scattered all over the globe. They are so precious and a treasure trove. The weekend is still a fun time for me. I am a loving father and a husband. I have a family. Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of Heaven. I could hear the distant roar of people moving about. I could hear them whispering. I could hear them pulling and shoving. I could even see the concerned faces prodding me. I was a happy man. I had a beautiful family. I had a beautiful life. What am I doing here? The distant whispers keep thickening more and more to a deafening roar. I was going to buy some flowers for my first date. Yeah, she is beautiful. I like her a lot. Why am I lying on the ground? Who are these people? I could hear the ambulance come to the scene with its distant siren. Why am I inside a wreckage, littered and strewn? How did I come to the roadside? Why is it so quiet now? Am I dead? Is the battle lost? So easily within a blink of an eye. The distant rumbling grew fainter and fainter now. I could see my family crying from down below. I could smell the fragrance coming from high above. The angels are there to greet me. A divine light is shining through the tree canopy. The birds are singing in a chorus unknown to me. The white swans are swimming in their white purity. The waterfall is flowing in a beautiful symphony. The joy is unbound and eternal. For I am going to the kingdom of heaven. The earthquake of 1999. There was an earthquake in Turkey in 1999. The magnitude was 8.9. I was living in Ankara, a little far from the epicenter. The earthquake was felt there soon after. I ran down from the 5th floor of my apartment building. The ground under my feet was heavily shaking. It took place at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was sitting beside the road fearing. I didn't see anyone in the beginning. There was pin-drop silence, and nothing I was hearing. When my eyes finally got to see in the darkness, I discovered thousands of men who were helpless. They were not talking to one another, being frightened. They created an eerie silence. The silence of the night reverberated. Even the cries were silent of the faint-hearted. We sat on the street for a good few hours. Pin-drop silence persisted in the neighborhood of ours. There was much devastation that night in and around the epicenter. We only felt the shocks for days later.